Oh, we're back. Rocking that country on today's Country 94.1. You've got Kylz in the chair till 3 p.m. Delightful Paul Costa on the phone. G'day, Paul.
G'day, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How's your day been so far?
It's been great, thanks. There's been a lot of radio interviews, which is always a lot of fun, and just spreading the word about the new single and the upcoming album, so life is good.
that is good. The new single, what a ripper that is, mate.
Oh, thank you. It was a lot of fun to write and record, and obviously anybody that's been on YouTube and checked out the film clip, we had so much fun that day making the clip with on the farm shots with the tractors and the motorbikes. So I'm wrapped, and the response has been great. So I'm happy now at the moment.
Well, you know what they say, go hard or go home, hey? Now, this is your fourth album, and the other three albums are, you to be congratulated on those ones as well. But this one, I've got to tell you, there is some great stuff on this album, Paul. I'm very impressed.
Oh, thank you. We spent, I guess we spent a lot of time in the pre-production, in the songwriting. So leading up to the recording process, we wrote a lot of songs and just tried, different sounds, even during in the studio. So we just wanted to get it, have a harder hitting album, something that was a bit more edgy and a bit more, leaning towards the country rock side, I guess. Which that's what so far so good. That everybody that's heard the first single likes it, and sometimes you worry you might go too far, but I think the balance is pretty good. So thumbs up so far. So we just keep on doing what we're doing.
I don't think you can go too far with country rock, personally, Paul. That's the name of my show, Rock That Country, and I like it. Really rock it up.
Well, it's a funny thing because I've had people or kids that are 8 and all the way to 80 that like the track. So it's I think everybody can relate to it and don't mind get their foot stomping. Yeah,
well, it's like you said, not only is it a great song, Paul, it's got a great film clip and it's a fun song. It's really about guys getting out there, getting dirty, on
it's boys and their toys, basically.
And that's right. And I'd say 90% of the women in Australia like a dirty boy. We went live then. I can't edit that bit.
I don't know if I should comment, but yeah, okay, I'm just nodding my head.
So tell me, this is another collaboration for you with Rod McCormack?
Well, the production side of it is.
Yes, that's right.
The songwriting for this song was with Tamara Stewart and Drew McAllister.
Yeah, very talented writers, aren't they?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, very talented guys. I'm wrapped to work with those guys. And I went into the session with the idea, and it's really about, the story is about me growing up on a farm during my teenage years. So, used to get up in the morning and ride a motorbike or drive a tractor to where you were going. But apart from the hard work, it was the fun and mischief that we used to get up to afterwards, particularly with the tractors. Yeah. With the motorbikes. Sometimes with the tractors, but mostly with the motorbikes. Doing all sorts of silly things like jumping over levee banks and just heading out bush and then maybe going over fences that we probably shouldn't have been going, or going into properties that we shouldn't have been going into, but just riding around like the world. When you're that age, you're fairly carefree, and the world is. The world is yours, type of thing.
Yeah, and that's the image that comes across in that, doesn't it? Is that just be free and live your life and run amok, Run
amok, yeah. I guess so. I mean, obviously you don't. You want to have a little bit of common sense, and
of course,
it was a good thing that no one gets hurt. But lucky, I mean, looking back now, it's a wonder. But someone must have blessed me, and something must have been shining on me just to keep us safe. Although I did come a few dust-ups. You showed me a motorbike rider that hasn't, but it's nothing serious as far as I don't think there's any brain damage. Not anyway.
Well, we hope not. Now, you actually on this new album, Wheels and Steel, sort of rub shoulders with a lot of the top country session players around as well, and I'm just rattling off some of the names here: Mitch Farmer, Bill Risby, Scott Bird, Mark Punch, Amber Lawrence, US musicians Brett Mason, who obviously has played with Shania Twain, Neil Diamond, and fiddle player Tim Crouch. There's a lot of great names on there, isn't it?
Oh, there is, and just to have those, to be mentioned in the same sentence as some of those great players and artists, it's fantastic, really. I mean, it's a real dream come true. And well, the beauty about it is when you group together people that have been there, done it, and got so much talent. I mean, usually you come up with something that's reasonably good. And hopefully we've done that this time as well.
That's cool. What I was just thinking, I was just reading a lot of the bio here too. Now, how did the show at Lizottes go? I didn't get to make the show at Lizottes the other day. How did that go?
Oh, that was so much fun. Of course we had Adam Hard, we had Sergeant Ron as the MC.
Okay.
We all had Sergeant Ron, and he did a great job. We're not allowed to mention his attempted singing, but
no, we'll stay clear of that.
We can't mention that on.
I don't want to get sued yet, Paul. I'm not famous enough yet.
It was just a fun night. We had Adam Harvey there, of course, and Luke Austin and two of his brothers, which the boys of country. So it was a great idea, great concept, and it just worked fine.
It raised great money too, I believe.
Yeah, and for a great cause. So everybody loved it. It was like fantastic venue, unbelievable supporters of live music and great food. So how can you go wrong? It was just all the ingredients were there.
You can't go wrong. So how about we run out this brand new single of yours, mate, Tractors and Bikes, coming off the brand new album. We'll have a listen. Stay with me, Paul, because we'll pick you back up after the song.
Will do.
In the mallee, driving tractors, riding bikes. There's nothing for a boy like me to be on day and night. The smell of two-stroke diesel and dust makes the country air. There are days that I remember well growing up out there. 'Cause when you're 17 and bulletproof and life's a gravel road, just sliding around the corners, losing traction as I go. It's more than wheels and steel, it's a way of life. Tractors and bikes. Well, sun up on the farm means work has started for the day. But the wrong side of the boundary fence was our place to play. Like jumping across that levee bank to see if I could fly, and dragging cars out of the mud, horsepower on my side. 'Cause when you're 17 and bulletproof and life's a gravel road, just sliding round the corners, losing traction as I go. It's more than wheels and steel, it's a way of life. Tractors and bikes. The smell of two-stroke diesel dust makes the country air. There are days that I remember well growing up out there. 'Cause when you're 17 and bulletproof and life's a gravel road, just sliding around the corners, losing traction as I go. It's more than wheels and steel, it's a way of life. You're 17 and bulletproof and life's a gravel road, just sliding around the corners, losing traction as I go. It's more than wheels and steel, it's a way of life. Tractors and bikes.
Oh, that's Paul Costa, Tractors and Bikes. Comes off the brand new CD, Wheels and Steels, where if you're just tuned in, you're listening to Rock That Country with Kylz on today's Country 94.1, and we are speaking to Paul Costa. You back, mate?
We're back.
Good work. Now, tell me, I'm interested to know, how long does it actually take from the beginning of the making of a CD to actually putting it out there as a release? How long does that take?
Do you mean in the studio, the process of recording?
Well, the whole process, really, from once you decide to make the CD and the songs are written. Yeah, give me the scope.
Okay. Well, I think once the songs have been written, and I think that takes the most time by a long shot. Well, I know I have heard of albums that have been written fairly quickly, but for me, I just like to take my time. What we did with this one, it probably took 2 years to. From the first song I wrote to the last one before we went into the studio. But I just like to let the ideas kind of come to me, and once you think you've got a strong one, it tends to stick, and then you work on that, and normally you've got a winner. But in the studio, you're looking at least a month, up to 5 or 6 weeks.
And that's solid recording, is it? Like almost daily, or just?
Yeah, it's pretty much daily. Different different layers. You start off with your band tracking, and then you do. There's a lot of once you do that, there's a fair bit of editing. But then you start your overdubs. So you get to a stage where you want to start putting your main vocals down, and then there's a whole lot of editing and mixing over the top of that, and then. So editing, and then you got your mixing process, which can take a week. Just that alone, just mixing all the different tracks together. Then you got at least another day for mastering. So there's a fair bit going on.
Yeah, there is. It's quite an epic journey, isn't it? To make from the get go to actually putting it out there and releasing it. Now, tell me. What is the car, or what is it that you're actually sitting on the CD, on the front cover of the CD? Is it a car, or is it what is it?
I'm leaning against an old Dodge truck.
An old Dodge, okay.
An old Dodge truck. It's about a 70 or in the 70s.
And where's that come from?
Well, that photo was taken on the Central Coast at a nursery. So it was in front of an old. They had an old truck there that hadn't been driven for years. But the significance about that truck is that my father actually had a truck exactly the same as that, and I remember travelling to the market with in that old Dodge that Dad used to own. So as soon as I saw that, I thought,
that's got to be it.
Well, that's part of my background. It's real. So it just feels at home. Leaning against that old Dodge just feels. Like home to me.
Oh, that's a very, very cool story. Now, tell me, there's also a story with one of the singles off the new album, and the song's called Shine. Tell me about that one, Paul.
Well, I was very, very proud to be asked to be an ambassador for Mission Australia last year, and since becoming an ambassador and being part of some of the great programs and work that they do and events, I was inspired to write a song called Shine, and I wrote that with my producer Rob McCormack, and it's really happy with the way it's come up, and Mission Australia love the song, and they're going to use it on different programs, different presentations, and also radio ads, and also looking at TV ads using the song. So I'm very proud of that as well. And happy
it's nice to be able to give back, isn't it? And you're
we're giving them the track royalty free, so they can basically use it as they want it, and I see it as a win-win. My music's out there, and they get to use it. So
and for a great cause too. That's fantastic. Now I've got 2 more questions for you, and then I'll let you go, because I know you've done quite a few phoners today, and you probably just want to chill out and relax.
No, it's all good.
Okay, well, can we just talk for the next 2 hours then?
No worries.
I wouldn't do that to you. You'll go to bed, you'll have nightmares about my voice.
Charge his phone up.
Hey, I'm paying for the call, not you.
No, charge the batteries.
So I've been asked to ask you to tell me about abseiling. Now, tell me about abseiling.
Well, I know absolutely nothing about abseiling, but I was asked if I'd like to abseil down the AMP building in Sydney, which is 40 stories up. And I'm actually I posted a photo of what it looks like from way up there, hanging on a rope. And I must tell you that it's very scary to me.
So are you going to do it?
I haven't decided. I know it's for a great cause. I actually put down on my Facebook page, and people can check it out. There's a photo there. But I've got, wonder if anyone would sponsor me if I take the lift down. So,
probably not, Paul.
Probably not, but let's say, because a lot of people didn't actually pick up on that last little bit. If I take the lift down, and they'll say, oh, yeah, go for it, I'll sponsor you.
So, obviously, Paul, you would have professionals around you and experts, and you have adequate training and whatnot. So what is it that scares you the most? Is it the heights, or is it just the fact that it is a dangerous thing that you'll be doing?
Oh, I've never even, it's like jumping out of a perfectly good plane. It just doesn't seem to make sense to me. I think I'd have to wrap my head around it.
So you obviously wouldn't consider bungee jumping?
Yeah, no, not something that I'd look forward to at all.
Oh, see, I've done a bungee jump, Paul.
Yeah?
I've done a bungee jump, yep.
Oh, how'd it feel?
Oh, look, I've got to tell you a quick story. You have to sign basically a death certificate to say that if you do die, you made this decision of your own choice of sound, mind and body. And after I signed that, it took me 4 hours to leap off because I was so daunted by signing that piece of paper.
Oh, no.
But I actually did leap off at SeaWorld. And it was. I spent the next 3 days up there running around just grabbing complete strangers going, hey, I just bungee jumped. I bought a T-shirt that said I'd done it. I'd never do it again, obviously, because now I understand that I didn't, the risks and the danger is fairly high, especially if you've got to sign a death certificate.
Well, I guess when you look at the amount of people that do jump, it's fairly safe overall on average, I guess. You look at people that jump out of planes and do bungee jumping, there must be millions a year that do it.
Oh, there have to be.
And how many do you hear about getting hurt? So it's probably more safe than walking across the street in some ways.
Probably in Sydney. Now that's taking your life in your hands. Driving in Sydney is taking your life in your hands, trust me.
Right.
Last question for you, Paul, and thank you so much for letting me chew your ears off today and to promote the new album and the single. I generally ask my interviewees a question, and what is either the last CD you've bought or what's currently playing on your iPod?
Oh, I think it has to be Brad Paisley's another American Saturday Night.
Oh, cool, Brad Paisley.
I'm loving his rockin' country, and he's you should love it too with your show.
I do, and I do play Brad Paisley because I think he's fantastic. But I've got to tell you, my number one overseas performer, which most of my listeners now are probably screaming out going, she loves Luke Bryan.
Oh, well, I'll check him out.
I'm a huge Luke Bryan fan. Yeah, he's yeah. But anyway, Paul, thank you so much again. The new single, congratulations. The new album, congratulations. And I think it's out. It's out this month.
It is. It's out on the 20th of July, and looking forward to the feedback from yourself and the listeners, and
for sure,
having it out there. So, thanks very much for chatting, and we'll no doubt I'll be back on the Central Coast fairly soon, and I might come in and
come in and have a chat to me, and bring your guitar and do some singing for me. That would be fantastic. I would love to have you in the studio. It would be great, Paul. So,
will do.
All right, take care. Thank you again so much. And, let's get on with Wheels and Steel, eh? Congratulations once again. You're rocking, mate.
Thanks, Steve. Talk to you soon.
Okay, take care now.